Interesting scenario. Just watched a video of a guy just bought a house. But he's paying them. Well, back in the day, you couldn't get a mortgage for about 25 years. But it's all changed because houses now have gone actually beyond the affordability of a lot of people, and they're giving a lot longer mortgages now. But see, how long? There's a lot of people that, if you watch my vlogs, you'll see that I'm a domain name investor. I buy domain names. I've done for years, but they've not been recognised. Even though there's sales every day, there's pages of sales of domain names from auctions at GoDaddy and whatever, and Cedo, everywhere. Auction platforms and marketplace platforms, loads of sales everywhere. Every fortnight, you'll see listing lists of domain names now. So that there's a lot of people now that are buying domain names as investment. At some point, you can't keep seeing. Domain names selling. Because when domain names sell, you see people in their bank accounts, money going in. Right? At what point do banks recognise domain names as if you've got a portfolio with a value in it? At what point does the bank say, yeah, we'll take that as a deposit, whatever the value is of that, we'll use that as your deposit for a house, say, for example. Or we'll use that as finance for a car, for example. Yeah. At some point, the traditional world will have to recognise digital assets, because at some point, if they don't, the digital economy will create a website that does, which leaves the banks, which ignores the banks. So, the reason I say that, I've just shot a video of a guy, just saying what I do. Agency dialer. But then again, and I'm almost in the same situation, because I've done agency now for 8 years. And a year. I've done agency for a year. This last year, the pandemic, 3 lockdowns on agency. People aren't earning much money unless you're on furlough. But then again, if you're on furlough, on agency, it could be based on 3 days' work. If you've only been on 3 or 4 days of work, 2 or 3 days' work for weeks and weeks, your furlough will be based on 2 or 3 days, isn't it? But see, people have got Bitcoin that a year ago was worth nothing, next to nothing. That is now worth 37 grand or whatever it is. At what point does a person see there's people with traditional assets of houses and cars and whatever else, businesses that they can use to refinance themselves. But there's also people that have got digital assets that are still new in front of the digital curve, where the digital infrastructure isn't being built yet, and they can't use their digital assets that have values to liquidate their digital assets to refinance themselves. And the digital assets that they've got, the banks don't recognise as assets, so they can't use them at a bank to refinance. So there's a lot of people now that are in debt, but with assets that they bought for next to nothing, because no one understood digital assets at the time, that are now worth something, but there's no liquidation in Redmond, so they can't liquidate. At some point that'll solve, but okay. And that's where we are. People are going to day trade, swing trade, and buy domains. But they've got to use a domain portfolio for the trading fund. Then you've got, again, day trading. You've got people now that are day trading and swing trading options, or whatever, yeah, buying stocks and shares on the stock market via day trading apps on like Google Play. Just type in day trading, you'll see loads of apps. You can do it on day trading on YouTube, you see people that do it. That's going to be a full-time career for a lot of people, but they have to get the fund to trade. And they don't have the fund to trade. They have digital assets to trade, but they get fund. But they can't liquidate the digital assets to make day trading fund to trade, so they've got to actually go and find work. I mean, weird, unprecedented times. My situation is only difficult because I can't liquidate my domains. And I can't sell Stuffy. But I can trade. But I can't liquidate my domain names to give me a trading fund so I can trade for real. And give me 12 hours a month, 12 hours a year a month, hour a month. Swing trade option. Well, 10 minutes a month, which is 10 minutes times 6, which is 6. Yeah, so I can do 2 hours work a year. I can buy 350 trades and sell them during the course of 1 year. And it only takes me 2 hours in the whole of that year to do so. Buy and sell trades 12 times. 2 hours worth.